Previously on Meera's bookshelf tour.
I have 4 bookshelves. I keep changing the way I organize these books on the shelves. Now they're on the basis of genre. Moving on, below is my penguin shelf. So on the right you can see some of the little black classics I have. And then we have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, The Best of Saki, Thomas Hardy's Far from the Madding Crowd, Jane Eyre, Crime and Punishment. On top of that are some of the Penguin Moderns. Then there's P.G. Wodehouse, Right Ho Jeeves, another book by William Shakespeare, As You Like It. Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore, Haruki Murakami's Blind Willow Sleeping Woman. There's Dracula by Bram Stoker. There's George Eliot's Middlemarch. Another book by Toni Morrison, which is called Sula. Chuck Palahniuk's Choke. Emma by Jane Austen. As of now, I have almost every book by Jane Austen except for the love and friendship stories. John Galsworthy's The Forsyte Saga Volume 1, White Sargasso Sea, October Singh, and some other stories by Saadat Hasan Manto. Joseph Andrews was a book we had to study for college, but I haven't read it yet. There's Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell. There's Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, Dr. Thorne by Anthony Trollope, Frances Burney's Evelina, complete short fiction of Oscar Wilde, and Can You Forgive Her by Anthony Trollope. And then here's another collection of Ruskin Bond's works. There's Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's and Ring for Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse. This here is the Swiss Family Robinson and Gulliver's Travels. So yeah, that's the penguin shelf of mine and I really adore it. This is in no way an extensive collection of all penguin books, but I am probably going to buy more. Yeah, definitely buying more. Okay, I know I've said this enough, but this shelf is one of my absolute favorites because it's firstly so colorful and it has a lot of my favorite contemporary fictions in it. You can see Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, A Fortunate Age, Sing Unburied Sing, Wicked, which is I think the 8th book in Sarah Shepard's Pretty Little Liars series, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, My True Love Gave to Me, which is edited by Stephanie Perkins. You should see this book. It looks so good. And it has colored edges. It even has this ribbon at the end. So yeah, these are the 12 winter romances. And then there's Rainbow Rowell's Carry On, Abigail Haas' Dangerous Girls. Then 2 books from E. Lockhart, one of my favorite authors. We have We Were Liars and Genuine Fraud, both of which I loved. Laughable Loves by Milan Kundera. There's Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. On top of that, we have A Girl Like That by Tanaz Bhatena. Daniel Steele's Fall from Grace. There's The Power by Naomi Alderman. And Rohan Dahiya's The Bitter Pill Social Club. And then The Wolf Wilder by Catherine Rundle. And then we have Because You'll Never Meet Me by Leah Thomas. If you ever feel like reading any book that's cute and heartwarming, then this is the read. I really loved reading this. Sarah Bernard's Goodbye Perfect. Sarah Dessen's Saint Anything. There's Austenistan, which is a collection of stories inspired by Jane Austen's works, but they are set in Pakistan. The House That BJ Built by Anuja Chauhan. Holes, Do You Know Any Good Boys by Meeti Shroff. This is another hilarious book. Love Letters to the Dead by Ava DeLera, another fantastic read. Unleashing Mr. Darcy by Terry Wilson. And then I have 2 books by Margaret Atwood, Elias Grace and The Handmaid's Tale. Some more books by John Green, Paper Town, and Will Grayson, both of which are some of my favorite reads. Small Acts of Freedom by Gurmeher Kaur. This here is a badge that I got with the book, The Bitter Pill Social Club. It says member on it. Okay, 2 books by Jojo Moyes, which is Me Before You and After You. none of which I've read. So I'm probably going to read it together with Still Me, Lyrebird by Cecilia Ahern. And now we have the next shelf, which is full of historical fictions. The Last Train to Istanbul by Aisha Khalil, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, The Girl Who Saved the King of Sweden. Above that is Salt of the Sea by Ruta Seperis. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude, The Muse and The Miniaturist, both of which are by Jessie Burton, and The Color of Our Sky by Amita Tracy. There's Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, Another Brooklyn by Jacqueline Woodson. Then this is a book that was gifted to me for Diwali by Bloomsbury, and I'm so grateful to them. It's from one of their wonderful Bloomsbury modern classics. This is Restless by William Boyd, Mayan Prophecy, The Trespass, Belle Epoque, Madame Tussauds by Michelle Morin, Rose Under Fire, Elizabeth Ween. There's Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. There's Iqbal, which is a short novel set in Afghanistan. Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. The Good Children by Rupa Farooqi. There's Rao, which is the story of Bajirao Mastani by N.S. Inamdar, and this is one of my all-time favorite historical fictions. There's Mahakhan Phillips, The Curse of Mohenjo-daro, The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, Carnival and the Floating Book by Michelle Loverick, and A Princess Remembers by Gayatri Devi, which is the memoirs of the Maharani of Jaipur. After that, the second last shelf is filled with some more contemporary historical fictions as well as a lot of middle grade reads. There's Anyone But Ivy Pocket by Caleb Crisp. There's The True Meaning of Smeg Day and Smeg for President by Adam Rex. Some Meg Cabot books. I grew up reading a lot of her works. So I have All American Girl, Victoria and the Rogue, and Nicola and the Viscount. Then on top I have Mean Spirits, which is one of the books from the Mediator series. There's Avalon High. Below that is Let the Game Begin by Sandeep Sharma, which is also an Indian historical fiction. The Princess and the Pauper by Kate Bryan. Lucky by Cicely von Ziesger. Space Jackers, The Lost Sword. There's Crowns and Codebreakers, The Almost King, Fearless, Bomber, Puppy in the Field. All of these are books for younger audiences. Another Meg Cabot book, Teen Idol. There's Of Nights and Lilies by Sonali Davde. She is also a booktuber. If you didn't know, you should definitely check out her YouTube channel. It's called The Melodramatic Bookworm. Sophie Kinsella's Remember Me. Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier. Portrait in Sepia by Isabel Allende. I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zusak. This is also another interesting read. Encounters of a Fat Bride by Sama. Finding Juliet. Dancing with Demons. The Noodle Maker. 12 Hours of Temptation. Just Friends. Slightly Burnt. Many of these are review copies that I'd received. And then we have Sarah Dessin's Lock and Key. And We Remained by Asad Ali Junaid. I have 2 copies of The Sunlit Night by Rebecca Dinerstein. Small Betrayals by Shobha Day. Mr. Goes to War. The World is a Carpet by Anna Bakin. Nadia Hashimi's A House Without Windows. The Last Illusion. Let me show you the cover. This is what it looks like. It's a very mesmerizing cover. And then The Watchmaker of Filigree Street has a wonderful cover. It's very steampunk looking. We have J by Howard Jacobson. Below that is Bill Bryson's One Summer, Michelle Loverick's The Remedy, The Narrow Road to the Deep North by Richard Flanagan, some Daniel Steele books and Nora Robert books. These are all part of my mom's collection. So as you can see, these are the 2 shelves where I've put some of the miscellaneous books and some non-fiction as well. The first shelf has the Heroes of Olympus books by Rick Riordan. There's The House of Hades, The Mark of Athena, and The Son of Neptune. The Trials of Apollo, also by Rick Riordan. The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gowar. There's Flappers and Philosophers by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I love this Penguin Threads collection. Phantom of Manhattan by Frederick Forsyth. The Canterville Goes by Oscar Wilde. There's Pinocchio. And tons of Sidney Sheldon books. Caterpillar's Terror, The Paved Pavilion, Memories of Midnight, Tell Me Your Dreams, Morning, Noon and Night, Nothing Lasts Forever. This is The Sands of Time, Bloodline, Nothing Lasts Forever, another copy of Memories of Midnight, The Doomsday Conspiracy, The Best Laid Plans, and finally The Other Side of Me. My parents used to collect a lot of Sidney Sheldon books, hence you can see how many I have. Here are some classics. There's Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. There's D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers in Women in Love. Mark Twain's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Robin Hood, Ivanhoe. There's Three Musketeers, Son of Black Beauty, Grimm's Fairy Tales, Around the World in 80 Days, Anna Karenina's first volume by Lev Tolstoy. This is a non-fiction book that's all about the Ottoman Empire. And then I have Ancient India. The next shelf has Maestra and Domina by L.S. Hilton, Janet Ivanovich's Plum Lovin', John Marsden's Incurable, Arti V. Raman's Kingdom Come, Daniel Steele's Dangerous Games. There's some of the time travel books that I have by Andali Bajit. Time Will Tell, No Time for Goodbyes, Back in Time. Equilibrium is a fantasy fiction by Paras Joshi. There's Awaken by Ashok K. Banker. Here are the 8 books in the Anne of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. There's Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, Anne of the Island, Anne of Windy Poplars, Anne's House of Dreams, Anne of Ingleside, Rainbow Valley, and Rilla of Ingleside. The first book is 500 Spanish verbs, so it's a dictionary. There's Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. There's 75 Years, 75 Stories from the Archie comics. Kat Zhang's What's Left of Me. This is another empty shelf where I keep the bookends. Okay, some of the non-fictions. Who Owns That Song by A.R. Venkatachalapati. This Ask Prachi About Life. Little Book of Emotional Intelligence by Andy Cope and Amy Bradley. Dressology by Nandita Pandey. The Warrior Queens by Estonia Fraser. Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert. How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh. More non-fiction. The Letters of John F. Kennedy. How May I Help You by Deepak Singh. Dreamers by Snigdha Poonam. Life, Art and Love by Philip Larkin. Cobra in the Bath. You Can't Go Home by Sarwat Hassan. Men and Dreams in the Dhauladar. The Go Thief by Perumal Murugan. The Following Girls. Colorful Notions. This is a book about a road trip. So these 2-3 friends, they decide to explore India. So they set out to visit each and every state and go to some iconic places in those states. I really like that book. Then there's this book which I'm guessing is pronounced as Angel. It's by Rita Dennis. Love Bomb, Thomas Mogford's Hollow Mountain, another Daniel Steele Against All Odds. The Sacred Sword by Hindol Sengupta. Urban Outlaws, Shikhari, The Rise of Shivagami, which is the first book of Bahubali. Then there's The 25 Strokes of Kindness, Selfienomics by Revant, Mothering a Muslim, The Indian Spirit. This is a book that traces back the history of how alcohol was formed in India and how it made its way to India. Imagine by Shelja Sen. Happiness Is All We Want by Ashutosh Mishra. The next shelf has some more non-fiction. How to Sound Really Clever is a fun book. There's The Occupation Trilogy by Patrick Modiano and Jamie Oliver's cookbook, which is 5 ingredients. That's it for this bookshelf tour. If you enjoyed watching it, then I would highly appreciate it if you could like, share and subscribe. Let your friends and family know that I make these kind of bookish videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.